Hey, it's RJ Ronquillo, and in today's video, we're going to be checking out the new Airline V15 plugin from Kazrog. So the Airline V15 plugin is based on the Airline Model 62 9020A amp, which was actually a bass guitar amplifier. It was a tube combo amp with a 15-inch Jensen speaker, very closely related to the Supro Thunderbolt amp. And these amps, of course, were made famous by none other than Jimmy Page, as well as many others like Ry Cooder and David Lindley. It's a very simple amp with just a volume and a tone knob, but with the plugin, you get a couple cool features, including the G8 noise gate pedal, which is based on the ISP decimator noise gate, which is extremely helpful when you have everything cranked and you want to tame down some of the noise. You also get the bender pedal, which of course is based on a tone bender circuit, so you can really get those fuzzed out Jimmy Page tones. There is a cab section with a ton of IRs, so you can really dial in the speaker simulation and miking and everything. They've also added something that wasn't original to the real amp, and that is a spring reverb circuit. All right, I got the plugin loaded up in a Logic session, and here is what it looks like when you open up the amp window. As you can see, it's pretty simple. The only things you can control on this are the volume and the tone knob and this on-off switch if you want to bypass it. But that's about it. I mean, here, I have it kind of dialed into a fairly clean sound. I do have the noise gate engaged just because I'm using a Tele. It's got single coils and it's a little bit buzzy with the 60 cycle hum. And here's how it sounds. So let's fool around with the knobs on the amp, because the volume knob is actually going to be more like your gain knob. So if I crank it, I mean, it's instantly, you know. Let me turn down the reverb. Actually, let's shut off the reverb. Just this really raw, kind of ruckus overdrive sound. Almost kind of borderline overdrive and fuzz. But the tone knob actually kind of acts like a secondary gain knob. All the way. Ooh, that's a little bit hot. I'm going to turn down the out gain a little bit because it actually does boost certain frequencies, like in the mid-range. Really, the fun happens from noon all the way up. So let's go about halfway like there. Turn down the volume a little bit. It's a really great kind of garage rock type of sound. If I crank the volume all the way, That actually might be a decent sound for if you had a bass guitar. I think my favorite's somewhere in the middle here. But it also has a really nice clean tone. You know, somewhere around noon. And 2 o'clock. Add a little bit of reverb. Now, don't forget, we've got a tone bender to play with, so let's get it back to like right around here. Click on the tone bender. So you have volume, tone, attack. Attack is going to be like your gain or your fuzz. And this is where the noise gate comes in handy, because if I turn it off, you get that. So it's really cool to have that. You can even increase it a little bit so it's really dead silent. Fuzz facey. I mean, straight up the middle sounds great too. So let's see what happens when you pair a slightly overdriven amp. Let's go about there. And turn the tone up a little bit. Really fun. Let's check out the cab section real quick. So as I said previously, there is a ton of IRs, different mics. You got like 14s, 57s, 121s, you know, like ribbon style mics. And then you have, you know, the distance from the cap, the cone, the edge. So you can really dial in. I don't want to get into it too deep, but you also have control of, you know, the delay on each side. You've got a blend knob, high pass, low pass filter, mid. So even more EQ control if you want. I mean, I'll just pick some random IRs here. Try that. And that. And if you want, I mean, you can solo one of the sides or one of the mics and go through each of them. And they're all slightly different. So that this first one, it says back, so I'm assuming that's kind of mic'd from the back of the cabinet. Cap, I guess 0 inches away. Half an inch away. So very slightly different, but you know, depending on how you like to mic your regular cabinets, you really can get it dialed in. So for instance, an SM57 right on the edge. Maybe a little bit off axis, so it tames down some of the highs. Let's see how big this reverb gets. Doesn't get too overpowering with the reverb, which I like. But you can still get kind of surfy. Really cool plugin if you want to get like surfy stuff, kind of garage rockabilly type sounds, early blues, early Chess Records type stuff, White Stripes type of vibe, you know, garage rock like the Hives or something. Okay, so I quickly switched my guitar. This is an Eastwood twin tone Duke Robillard model. And I love that the middle position has a really great out of phase Peter Green, T-Bone Walker type sound. I'm just going to play some stuff. Maybe twiddle around with the amp knobs. Crank it a little bit. Sustain. Amazing. All right, guys, that was the Airline V15 plugin from Kazrog. If you'd like more information, I'll put a link down in the description. Thanks again for watching, and if you'd like to see more videos like this, gear demos, or guitar lessons, click that subscribe button. I'm Ronquillo, and I'll see you in the next video.